I've got some lakefront real estate. This is pretty exciting to roll out. This is about an hour north of Laramie, Wyoming, and Cheyenne area. Really a great spot for hunting, recreation, fishing, weekend recreation and things like that. So I love listing properties like this, and I'm excited to roll this out. In this video, I'm going to cover how you can go access a property on your own. I do offer a little bit more of a self-service model, and I do have this listed with a realtor. So if you are looking for that personalized service, give me a call. I have it listed with Mariah Jeffrey out here out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. I can get you in touch with our realtor as well. I'm going to cover some other frequently asked questions in this video, show you what the property looks like on satellite imagery, how you can learn learn basically everything you need to know about this property from the comfort of your computer. So I'm going to browse through some of the photos. This is of the property. Our photographer went out there just the other day and captured all these beautiful photos. This is a really nice lakefront piece of real estate. I will start with a disclaimer. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on this property with you through my own due diligence and my 10 plus years experience in the industry. You as a buyer ultimately need to make sure this is going to be the right fit for you for whatever fits your needs and wants in a land investment. I'm really bullish on land as an asset. I love Laramie. Wyoming is still an untapped market. You're going to find some pretty affordable prices up here for waterfront real estate. If you're looking to check the box of maybe a tiny home, some pole barns up here, an off-grid cabin, things like that, you're looking at a really affordable opportunity to invest in lakefront real estate for hunting and fishing, and just weekend recreation, whatever day of the week you have off, recreation, right? This is a beautiful part of the country. And from somebody who believes in land as an asset, there's a land rush happening that people aren't talking about, right? People want to talk about Bitcoin. They want to talk about stock markets and things like that. This is a real tangible asset. You can touch, you can feel, you can use. And there's only so much of it, right? They're not making any more land. So I'm extremely bullish on the asset. We do price our property below market value. You'll see other listings higher than us. Why do we do that? We're in the business of moving land fast. So getting on to some of the common questions I get on these properties. First of all, I want to show you the location here on a map. All I'm doing is plugging in the GPS coordinates here, and it'll pull up right here on the map where the property is located. Cheyenne, Wyoming, Laramie, Wyoming. And then you've got up here, this is Wheatland Reservoir number 3 or Post Lake. This is Wheatland Reservoir number 2. So you've got lake frontage real estate up here on Wheatland Reservoir number 3. If you want to learn more about Wheatland Reservoir number 3 or Post Lake, you'll see it referred to it as well. Go ahead, and this will be in our listing. I've got a link you can access here. You can read about its big game trophy and hunting in this area. We are adjacent to BLM land as well. So there's over 5,000 acres of BLM land adjacent to this property. You've got different types of fish species in this area. From what I've read up on, this is a really good walleye fishing lake. Being from South Dakota, that's a fun fish to go sport fishing with, and a good eater too. And then you've got obviously small game and birds in the area. Okay, so waterfowl hunting too. You can read a little bit more about the Wheatland Reservoir down here too. Again, I'll link this in our listing. Take the time, you can read through it on your own. Going through, we've got the county listed, we've got the state, the parcel ID here. You can look at the zoning. Like I said, to me, when I see a property like this, the target audience is going to be somebody who wants this for recreation, hunting and fishing, somebody who wants to do maybe a tiny home, some sort of off-grid structure, a yurt. Maybe you're just parking a camper out here during the summer, things like that, right? Maybe it's just pole barns and storage for your boat and some toys out there. Whatever it may be, it's a very affordable lakefront piece of real estate. And that's something that I think is a huge selling point. We're in the business of moving land fast. We're always open to cash offers, but I do think we're priced below market value the way it is today. And where are you finding 35 acres on a lake in Wyoming for less than $100,000? I mean, that's a good deal, and these deals won't exist forever. Look at what happened during 2021. Everything got more expensive, and you don't look back 50 years ago and say, oh, real estate was cheaper then. Like I said, I'm pretty bullish on the asset in and of itself. But if you want to read more about the zoning, you can look at the ranchette zoning here on the website. Just hop on the county website. You can read more about what's permitted outright, conditional uses and stuff like that. If you get online, you can see other guys have put up tiny homes out there, little off-grid hunting sleeper cabins, RVs and stuff like that. That's all out there. You'll have to go through the state like any other vacant piece of land to install a septic system or a well if you want to go that route. I think a lot of people will use these properties as dry properties, so they're going to do holding tanks and things like that. They're probably going to be weekend escapes. Maybe you put a porta potty out there or do some sort of composting toilet where you pack in, pack out. property like this, if you're just using it for recreation, that's where a lot of people do. That's what a lot of people are doing. At the price point we're at, they're not necessarily looking to full on develop the property and build out there. I think power is about a mile away, so it's going to be pretty expensive to pull power out there too. So you're probably looking at a generator. You're looking at solar power. You get a lot of sunshine out there, right? So I think solar would be a great option. A generator would be a great option. And again, a lot of people are just doing, wood burning stove and kind of a sleeper cabin, staying out here for recreation and stuff like that. So that's probably what you're doing in terms of utilities. Again, look into it yourself. I could be wrong. This is from my own due diligence, and I'm sitting here in South Dakota, so what do I know? But I've been doing this 10 plus years and thousands of land transactions. So you can learn so much about a property from the comfort of your home. I mean, look at the photos. If we move over to satellite imagery, look at some of the imagery and stuff, we can see the property's lake frontage. This is just a high water mark. So the water is low this year, right? It's going to fluctuate up and down here. To be clear, this is waterfront real estate. And that's simply just, kind of the water level is going up and down based on the year. So this will just be extra space that you have based on that water level of that year. So you can see it's a mostly flat property. It really is. It's got a gentle little slope down to the water. The boat launch is actually right here, just past the property. Not a very busy lake, so I wouldn't worry about any traffic out there. And yeah, I mean, Google Earth and stuff has photos. If you want to, look at more photos out there, you can see the shoreline's pretty nice out there. Our property had a really good shoreline too. I was really impressed with this. Seeing our photographer got a good shoreline photo of our property. But again, we talk about this is a really straightforward land investment. It's hard to go wrong with this. You got a flat waterfront real estate, piece of real estate, and it's got easy road access on Palmer Canyon Road. You can even drop down here on Street Views. I mean, look at how much you can learn about a property from the comfort of your own computer. I mean, this is what Palmer Canyon Road looks like. It's going to take you right to your property. Pull your camper out there next summer. This property offers a lot of tangible use. It looks like there's power lines over here in the distance, so they could be a lot closer than I think. You might actually be able to run power out there. And you can learn a lot by just looking on satellite imagery to see what other people are doing. I mean, here's a little spread somebody's got going out here. So people are living out here. I don't know if it's full time, but they've got cabins and stuff. They've got campers. They've got tiny homes, things like that. Let's just kind of look around the lake and see somebody's got kind of a cool, they put a driveway in or something there maybe. Yeah, I mean, you can learn a lot by just looking at satellite imagery. This guy's got a little maybe turnaround right here, pulls a camper up to it. It's hard to tell on some of this imagery, but without spending a lot of time showing you guys what we're going through, it would take me a little bit of time, but you can see, I mean, somebody's got a windmill farm over here. So maybe there's some money to be made putting windmills on your property. I don't know if the state would allow it on this waterfront piece of real estate. So just keep that in mind. Here's some more imagery too that we can look at. Clue where that brought us, but didn't get us much, did it? This is reservoir number 2. So you can kind of see longstanding views out there, but pretty straightforward property. If you're looking to go visit the land, go ahead and plug the GPS coordinates into, I like to use Onyx Maps here. Google Maps will take you straight there. Like I said, there's BLM, over 5,000 acres of BLM land. You can look at the hunting unit here, 64. You can look at some regulations there from 2025. So all that good stuff, right? So if I zoom out, you can see all this BLM land checkered out here by Wheatland Reservoir number 2. Like I said, Onyx calls it Post Lake. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at 40 acres actually of waterfront real estate, 35, 40. I mean, it's probably the fluctuation of the water, how much acreage you actually have. County GIS, I think, marks it as 35 acres, but what's the difference, right? You're adjacent to BLM land. You're right next to the boat launch. I think this is a pretty cool property for recreation and weekend use. So get with us if you have questions. If you're looking at other listings in Wyoming, go ahead and browse our website here. I've got a lot of stuff in Montana and Wyoming right now. I've got a 20-acre property over in Riverton, Wyoming. This is Fremont County, closer to Jackson Hole. I've got 40 acres out here in Carbon County. This is like Hanna, Casper area of Wyoming. This is actually a pretty cool property with power right there and everything too. And then I've got a nice 40-acre out in Newcastle, Wyoming. This is in the Black Hills, if you're familiar with that neck of the woods. We've got a lot of fresh inventory in Montana too. So take a peek at the website if you're interested. Give us a call. You can reach us here anytime at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.